Hello my PU2 champions, welcome back to the channel. So today I'm here with your requirement that you asked in the previous live, PU2 Midterm Maths, all formula. Okay, so again this formulas that I'm going to give you today will be for the chapters that is coming only for midterms, but again for different zones, there are different syllabuses, so some of the chapters are extra over here. So based upon your syllabus you can take those formulas into account. Okay, so please make sure that you have watched the video till the end, because not only I'll give you the formulas, I'll also tell you from particular topic these formulas what type of question can be expected directly. So those 1 marker, 2 marker can be easily solved if you prepare well. So watch this session till the end, and not only that, download the class notes, okay, where you can download from. If you are new, you might not know, but others who are joining here for a few times now, you all know you can get the notes access in the WhatsApp channel. For that, link is given in the description of this video. Go ahead, join the WhatsApp channel. In that, Google Drive link will be shared. You get all these contents available over there in the PDF format. Okay, so join the WhatsApp channel right away. And if you are the first time watching my video, this is, if you have come here, that is it. You don't need to go anywhere for KCET mathematics. So subscribe the channel right now and keep waiting for my videos if you want to ace your KCET mathematics. How do you know that? Just trust me for a while. Once I start your sessions, you'll get to know that very confidently. Okay, now before I start the session, I know your time is very important, but I have a small announcement to make along with a surprise for all of you, and that is this about our offline KC90 crash course. Now what is this? Many of you prefer to study offline, right? Even though you are coming here for my support, but many of you prefer to study offline, and you know that top colleges of Karnataka are as good as top colleges of India, like IITs and IITs. Okay, the packages are very good. So, and they're very difficult. The competition is very much higher there. So KCET and COMEDK becomes a very good alternative for students who want to studying in Karnataka, Bangalore. Okay, so basically for that we have launched a crash course which is designed for 90 days. That's why KC90, and it is available offline. Okay, so admissions have started, people have been joining in already. So you want to know when to join. Okay, you want to know which campus to join. So last year we did only for one campus. This year we have multiple campuses across Bengaluru where you can join the course. So for that you have to just call on this number, take a screenshot, call on this number, and get to know which campus is nearby your house, and you can simply go and have all the clarification that you need about the offline crash course version of KC90. Now, for everyone who is waiting for KC90 online version, I hope you all got the update, right? So this weekend we were supposed to get the update, and we have it. So here we have with our KC90 online version as well. So do join in. On your request, we actually did not plan for online version of KC90, but since you all asked, we have delivered it. So now it's your commitment to join right away, today, not tomorrow, not day after. Today you join KC90 if you want to be among the toppers of next year's batch. Okay, so join today and let your friends also know. They can also avail this early bird offers and whatever is going on right now at our platform. KC90 online is also live, and KC90 offline is already there for students who are more likely to relate in the offline classes. So both options are available. Take what is more likely suitable for you. So again, students who are from outside the Bangalore, difficult becomes for them. It's very difficult to get installed into the offline version. That's why we have brought the online as well. Now, I know I've taken some of your time. I've taken a couple of minutes extra, but let me start the session right away from the relation and function. First, you look at the formulas. Key aspect over here would be knowing the combination of all the three, when you can call it to be reflexive, symmetric, and transitive. And the questions directly comes on this in your boards. Direct questions will be asked in 1 marker and subjective questions as well. So very important for you all to know these formulas, these definitions. Okay, when is reflexive? When the given relation is symmetric or transitive, or the combination of equivalence. Okay, next up we have for functions. This is one of the most vital, whether it is for bijections, inverse of a function, or simply 1-1 on 2 questions on the 1 marker, or subjective question also. Inverse comes for 5 marks. Inverse question comes for 5 marks. So here this whole thing can be clubbed together to ask inverse, and for that inverse you have to find what? Bijection, right? So this is very important, 1-1 on 2 functions. Please go through this and have the recollection of these formulas. Don't wait for this to be coming, okay sir, I know this, very easy. But if it is easy, keep it with you. Remember it properly. You cannot wait in the examination hall to come back. Okay sir, I can recall the formulas. It will take me 2 minutes. 2 minutes is waste of time, okay? So try to minimize that recollection time. How you do that? Sit back with the formula sheet, keep revising it and try to think of a formula and how fast it comes to your mind. Okay? Work on it, bacha. It's a promise I'm telling you. If you do that, you'll save a lot of your time in the simple questions. Next up, inverse, as I said already, inverse is possible only when you have what? You have your bijection possible. So you're going to check for bijection, basically 1, 1 on 2. Then inverse question will come on here for 5 marks. Okay? You might have an option to choose, but here 5 marks will be question. If it comes, 5 marks. Over here, again, composite function is there. I hope this is visible. Moving on. Properties of the relational function here. So commutative property, associative property, identity element is also here. Next up is your rarely asked, not as high chances of this coming, but if it is, very simple, if you know the number of relations possible, number of functions possible from the set A to B, and so on, number of injections, number of surjections, number of bijections, here are the formulas. If you see the HOTS category, sometimes questions can come like this, but these are difficult because not everybody remembers and give attention to this. Not difficult because they are difficult in the nature. Not reason is that. Reason is because sometimes you are not able to remember these formulas, you don't give that much of importance to these formulas, hence you miss out on those. So if you are actually having this sheet, that's what I've given you over here, why to lose that 1 mark or 2 marks, right? So please remember these as well. Moving on to inverse trigonometric functions, this 6 is a must. Very, very important. Domain, range, or something we call it as principal value branch. In the live I told you, both can be asked. Range of a function or principal value branch means the same thing. So here it is, list of all 6 ITFs. You have to remember, download the class notes, download this PDF and have it with you. If you want, you can use NCERT also. But if you want one file for everything, download the PDF right away. Okay, next up. We have here basic identities. Okay, sine inverse of minus x, remember this kind of question comes. Sine inverse of minus 1 by 2, how do you solve it? Minus sine inverse of 1 by 2 can be asked in 1 marker or can be clubbed with 2 questions and asked for 2 marker as well. Okay, they can give you 2 functions over here and ask for 2 marker as well. So please go through this because no midterm papers strictly don't follow the paper pattern for boards. They can give you here and there questions. That's why important here. So please go through this as well. Double and half angle identities, you have learned that, where you have learned this version of it in the trigonometric form of PU1, but here it is with the form of inverse trigonometric as well. Please check for double angle conversion between the inverse functions as well. Sine inverse to tan inverse, cos inverse to tan inverse to sine inverse. Okay, important. Rarely asked, but these are very important. These are important, rarely asked these ones. Okay. But again, if this comes, then paper are of the difficult category of the, difficult side. It's not easy paper. Usually they don't ask this in an easy paper, but if it comes, yeah, paper is a little tricky and they have made that on purpose to challenge you properly. Matrices over here, first start with the definitions for row matrix, column, square matrix, diagonal, scalar, all the way to skew symmetric matrix. The highlights would be over here, these 3 will help you get 1 marker question, will also help you get in the proving a given matrix to be skew symmetric or symmetric, or they can ask you a given matrix to write in the form of sum of symmetric and skew symmetric. So very important to know that as well. Okay, so this is the highlight of these definitions. This or these two. These two. They can give you, based on my definition, remember they can give you match the following questions. I think last year's PU2 boards, they had a question like this. They gave the property and definition of these matrices on the right hand side and you have to match that with the left hand side column. Okay, so please check, match the column question can come as well. So 3 marker, very important. Okay, 1 marker can also be asked there. Operation of matrices, here we have addition of matrix, we need the same order. Same goes in differentiation, difference as well. We have multiplication with the scalar, that is easy. Here comes the challenging and scoring part, which is matrix multiplication. 4 mark question, 5 mark question can be asked on this matrix multiplication. They give you, remember, equation a square minus 5i plus 6a, something like that they give you and ask you find the a inverse. Those kind of question comes for 5 marks or 4 marks. So here it is, high weightage topic of matrices. Others are very easy, but this is one of the important and high weightage topics. Next up, properties here. Okay, you have to highlight this part. This is very important because this comes back to you in the determinant. The commutative property is not available in matrices until unless it is inverse, AB equal to BA when it is A and B are inverse of each other. That comes back to you as inverse of a matrix, and you find that in the determinant, right? So very important to know that, because usually we assume that AB equals to BA, we have learned there. Not always, only if it is given as inverse. Okay. Other properties are very simple: associative, distributive, and multiplying a scalar K to product of matrices KAB, KAB or AKB, same thing. Okay. Chali. Transpose properties, highlight of this chapter. As I said, transpose properties can be directly asked in MCQs or even subjective questions. So please have a look on this. Moving on for 2 cross 2 matrix determinant, that's how you find it. Now we are moving to the second chapter alongside with the matrices is determinant. Usually the same unit, right? Matrices and determinant is the same unit. That's why second chapter of this unit. Determinant you find like this for the 3 cross 3 matrix. Find across any row, any column, value is same. So here are the formulas, please go through it. What does this represents? Aij represents your element, Mij with the minus sign represents your cofactor. Okay, just Mij is what? Minor. Mij is just minor. If you represent this with the minus sign to the power I plus j, becomes your cofactor. So overall basically the element and the respective cofactors product taken as sum. You take A1, A11 with capital A11, that is the symbol for cofactor. You write it as this, or sometimes you write it as C11. Both represents what? Cofactors. What is cofactor? Simply writing Mij with minus 1 power I plus j. So product of that taken as a sum will become what? Will become your determinant value directly. Please check. Next up, properties you see. Again, this is one of the most important section of the chapter, both of these chapters, where the number of questions come. Determinant properties are one of the highlight of these 2 chapters. Okay, please check. MCQ's favorite topic basically. For MCQ, this is the favorite topic. MCQs can be framed numerously. If you see here in the PYQ section also, lot of question has been asked. If you see any publication textbook, you'll find it very close to this. All the MCQs are framed on these, most of them time from these chapters. Properties of determinant. Okay, so determinant of product, we have identity matrix, we have triangular matrix, inverse of a matrix, column swaps. Okay, we have third row identical. Basically the when the ratio is a constant, proportional elements are there in the rows and column, determinant becomes equal to 0. So please go ahead and remember these properties, very important. Now this is the matrix method to find your inverse, the cofactor definition. Adjoint is cofactor matrix to the power transpose. I have given you trick to find the adjoint of 2 cross 2 and 3 cross 2 matrix. I know by now all of you know. Okay, if somebody is new here and watching me for the first time, don't worry, just open the playlist for mathematics. There you'll find the determinant one shot. In that I've taught you how to find the trick which is involved to find the adjoint of 3 cross 3 and 2 cross 3, 2 cross 2 quickly. Okay, so that is there. You don't have to use this entire process to find the adjoint, which is a longer process, right? Finding the minor, then go to finding the cofactor, then take the transpose. No need to do that. There's a trick. Directly use it and get the answer. You have A inverse, adjoint of A by determinant of A. All right. Next comes your calculus section. What is there over? Of course, starting with the definition. Here, this can carry 3 marks. They can give you direct question on definition of continuity for 3 marks. Can be asked in 1 mark as well. They can give you a missing variable and say the given function is continuous. Try to find the value of the missing variable. They can be asked in 1 mark also, can be asked in 3 mark also. They can also ask you a question where figure out the, let's say they can define a function, okay, at couple of points like this: x more than 1, x between minus 1 to 1, minus 1 to 1, and then x less than minus 1. They can define like this, okay, and ask you which is the point of discontinuity. That also can be asked for 3 marker. So please pay attention to this and learn this concept of how do you say the given function is continuous. This represents, these two represents limit exists. Limit exists. Whenever you have LHL, this is called as LHL and this is called as RHL. Whenever you have these two equal, it means limit exists. One limit exists and it is equal to the function value at the same point, then the function is called as continuous. Okay. If the limit does not exist, then don't talk about continuity at all. For example, GIF. greater integer function does not exist, the limit does not exist at the integral value, so continuity will not be there on the integral value. Now think about it logically, if no continuity means of course no differentiability, right? Okay, so that's why limit plays a big role there. You have all learnt it in PU1, just if you have to recall some basic concepts of limit. You can go through the NCERT solved example, that's going to be good enough if you want to have some strength going into this continuity questions. Okay, left hand limit, right hand limit all explained over here. Moving on, types of discontinuity. This is very much conceptual and theoretical. Question wise, you can rely on what I said. Okay, how can you remove the limit? Not this, whenever you have limit is existing in nature. Check here, limit exists but not equal. Then you can redefine and prove it equal. Okay, but whenever you have limit does not exist, whenever you have limit does not exist, then this type of discontinuity is called as non-removable type of discontinuity. Okay, these two can't be removed. Chaliye. Here we are talking with respect to your differentiability. If I am overlapping one of the content over here, you're not able to take a screenshot, do not worry, you can download the class note from the WhatsApp channel. I'll share this content over there in the drive. You have the drive access, just download it from there. Okay, if you want we can share the drive link once again in the WhatsApp channel. Differentiability, here we talk about, yes, this is the first principle, but sometimes this gets tricky and lengthier. So if you don't like this, I have taught you guys how to find differentiability with the help of finding LHD and RHD. Define the function separately for left hand side and right hand side at that point and differentiate it. You get to know what is the LHD value and RHD value. If they are equal, it means differentiable, if not, non-differentiable. Okay, so like that, how can I say this is non-differentiable? If it is discontinuous, then non-differentiable. Sharp corners, cusps, vertical tangents, if it is present, it means non-differentiable. So please go ahead and learn these as well. Basic formulas of derivatives for various function, for trigonometric function, for constant function, it is polynomial function. So you have to learn all these given here. You can of course download the class notes and go through them again. Also available in NCERT, but you all asked me, that's why I'm giving you this video. Okay, logarithmic and exponential derivatives, same thing, derivative of different functions. When the base is e, you have simply e power x as e power x. When the base is a, any other constant than the value e, you get a power x into ln a. Okay, because this is the natural value, that's why it is e power x as it is, otherwise it will come with ln a. The ln means what? Log with the base e of the constant a. Okay, same goes over here, derivative of the ln part here, log. In the case of log with the base other than the natural value, you get 1 by x ln a. Okay, for ITF you have derivatives over here. 1 by root of 1 minus x square is for sine inverse, introduce a minus sign becomes cos inverse. Likewise is given for tan inverse, cot inverse and all. These 4 I think will be enough. These 4 are usually enough for your syllabus, but I've given you all 6 anyway. Okay, chaliye. Derivative rules. Okay, this is the most important concept of CND. Everyone, whether it is sum rule, product rule, quotient rule, chain rule, second derivative, one of the most important concepts of CND chapter. Without these, you can't solve any question. So you cannot be confused in these. Okay, so please make sure that you have revised properly and you know this very well. Okay, moving on. AOD. AOD, we have 3 sections: rate of change, then we go to increasing decreasing function, then we go to what? Then we go to our maxima minima. This is the rate of change. You differentiate dy by dx. That's called as your instantaneous rate of change. Okay, and this is example of velocity and acceleration taken over here. What is the other type of rate of change? Average. They've used delta. If it is average, no, we use delta in that case. Remember slope? Slope has its formula, right? So this is the average slope. Okay, average rate of change basically. Increasing decreasing function, we have the first derivative test for that, whether it is for the interval or whether it is for the single point. Okay, so this is how we check for any different function. Please check. Increasing means in that interval, if you have derivative more than 0, it is going to be, derivative is positive means increasing, derivative is negative, it means increasing. Okay, negative means decreasing, positive means increasing. Have taught you how to find in intervals using the wavy curve method. If you have not watched my session, go ahead, check the playlist in the AOD section. I have taught you that in detail and solve these questions. Extremely important. Means chances of this coming is going to be more than 50%. That's more than half, right? More than half chances means this can be asked, okay? So out of these 3 topics, 2 can come. Maximum, minima, rate of change, and your, what do you call, increasing decreasing function. You can choose which one you like the best, but there are options to come, okay? And not one question. Out of these 3, 2 questions will come. So please solve these some questions as practice and revise the formulas, okay? This is it. Differentiated steps is given here. Derivative equal to 0 to get the critical points, and you check the sign using different intervals that you have from the critical points, right? Have taught you the method, no problem. Maximum, minima, how do you do that? We have 2 methods, first derivative test and second derivative test. Rely on this. Don't go for this. I have given you here for reference, no problem. If you like this, for some questions this becomes very easy. Otherwise, try to use this, quicker, safer, and less chances of you making a mistake. Find first derivative to get the critical point. Second derivative, test it at that point, C, the critical point. If it is negative means local maxima. If the second derivative is negative means local maxima, positive means local minima. Okay, absolute maximum minima, this will come only if the interval is closed and defined. When the interval is closed and defined, then you have to check the value of the function at A and B as well. So check FA and FB, okay. So basically fx evaluating at point A and B, if the derivative value at the critical point is highest across all these values, then it is called as maxima. Means let's say I got a critical point C, and FC is more than f of A, and FC is more than f of B as well. Then I'll call the point C as the absolute maxima. Got my point, right? Because the boundary is included over here, so to check the function value at those 2 points as well, and the critical point should be more than both to get local maxima and less than both to get the local minima. Okay, all right. Here again the tricks are given. I know, I promise I'll wrap it up quickly, but you know, as a teacher I get involved. I like to tell you a little more thing extra, but I'm telling you we're gonna add value. Even though I thought of making this a 10-15 minutes video, but we have exceeded that limit. It's okay, but for every concept I'm telling you what type of question can be asked. So please stay till stay till the end, because you get to know the relevance of this session after the exams are over. If you miss out, there will be a big miss. Very important, bacha. Stay with me to make sure that you have all the tools, all the formulas going in your PU2 midterm mathematics. Chaliye. Integrals starting with the constant, all the different type of formulas are there for different functions. I have listed over here. Trigonometric functions listed over here, right? Sine 2, cosec x, cot x, ITF integration. I have only listed 3 because they are the most important ones. Usually asked, only these 3. Then we have by parts. Here we have the preference, islet. So I have taught you that as well. Please go ahead. In Sankalp playlist, you will find my teachings, my sessions of integrals. I have done in 4 or 5 parts. Go ahead. If you need to learn this right away, in the Sankalp playlist of mathematics on our platform Deeksha Karnataka, I have taught you this chapter in detail. Okay, just watch the concept video now about any of the topic that you need to. It is taught in very well, explained very well. That will be very helpful to you if you need to learn something from the very scratch. I started from the very basic and gone till the CET level. You don't need to go till that level. You can just don't solve the questions, just the theory is enough. If you want for PU2 questions, you can solve from textbook. Okay, NCERT is sufficient for PU2 midterms. Sufficient. Now, highlight of the chapter, substitution method. What chapter? Chapters, integration chapter highlight is substitution method. Okay, every question in the derivatives applications or in the integrals AOI can use, may use, most often use substitution method to make the problem easier. Okay, so for that reason, this is my highlight, my favorite topic of your entire calculus. Substitution method comes very handy. If I take this out, very difficult to solve very complicated questions. You can solve only basic formula based questions, but anything that is advanced, it has to be done with the help of this particular method. So very important. I have given some examples to help you understand how do we deal with substitution method. Please go ahead and use that. Okay, again in NCERT they have given a lot of solved examples, to solve them as well if it is there in your syllabus. Here we have some standard integrals of a square plus x square in terms of tan inverse. We have a square minus x square in terms of sine inverse, and x square minus a square in terms of log. A square plus x square tan inverse. If you have root in negative sign, you have sine inverse, and if you have without root, it is log of x minus a upon x plus a. Yes. So you have to remember the formulas. Again, list of particular functions is given over here. Remember these formulas. I know it is important. I know it is too much, but it's in a syllabus. If you want the marks, you have to remember the formula. Maths, no, actually is very easier if you know the formulas. 30% of the job is done. So only 30%. Is that not enough? If you know the formulas properly, it means you can easily pass. 30 to 40% is done. Easily pass. Okay. So please make sure that you know all the formulas very well. Integration by partial fractions. This is very commonly used. So make use of this. Okay. There are different forms available over here. When you can factorize this, when you can't factorize. When you can factorize, then you'll have two factors, first and second. When you can't factorize, then you'll have to use linear form in the numerator. Here are the constant. A and B are the constant. X plus b is a linear form. Here you can't factorize, that's why linear form. Written here, irreducible quadratic factors. Definite integral properties, NCERT properties are very important, even the proofs. Okay, if you have this chapter in your syllabus, they can ask you to prove a definite integral property and base a question on that for 6 mark. For 6 mark, they can ask you a question on this. Okay. Very important. Please make sure that you have learned all these properties, revise all these formulas, and worked on those questions. Don't take my words lightly. Very, very important. Otherwise, you'll come back after examination and say, sir, you said that, but I missed it. I'm sorry, I'll do that next time. Don't do that. Don't go into that zone. Do it right away. 6 mark question can come from here if you have this in your midterm syllabus. And final set will come for sure. Vector algebra, very simple chapter. Very, very simple. Formula, if you remember, good enough for you. So here's the absolute mantra for this. Formula, if you remember, chapter is over. Vectors, magnitude of vector, zero vector, all of this is here. Position vector question comes. Directed line segment, right? Yes. We have sum and difference. Scalar dot product of the two vectors. Very important here. This plays a role in angle between the vectors as well. If it is perpendicular, dot product is 0. That concept on that question comes in the 1 marker and even subjective type. Okay. Vector product used in distance formula also, the distance between the two vectors. So very important, use it over there, and also used in 3D. Okay, so important, little bit complicated, but I think only thing which is little bit trickier side of the vectors. Otherwise, everything is easy. Okay, here you have line passing from a point and parallel to this vector. Okay, great. Angle between the two vectors, cos theta equals to a dot b upon mod a mod b. Remember, we have this. On this side actually, a dot b equals to ab cos theta. Angle between two vectors, so two lines we have p1 dot b2, same approach. Okay, skew and non-touching, non-parallel lines, here we have angle relation. This is very important. This is very, very important. This is the highlight over here of this particular slide. Distance between two vectors. Formula of shortest distance. Vectors are given a1, b1. Okay. Alright, highlight over here. Chali. 3D geometry. Again, some formulas in the distance formula in the 3D geometry. We have only two part in the 2D geometry. 3D geometry has x, y, z together. Here we have section formula also. So formulas, if it is there, I don't know how many of you have 3D geometry. I think only one student told me this was there, but I still didn't want any one of you to miss out. That's why I've even incorporated this as well. Highlight of this chapter is dr and dc's. This formula is very important. dr and dc's. Please check. Yes. Equation of a line, vector form, Cartesian form. Go through them. Remember them if it is there in your syllabus. Angle between two lines. Cos theta, same thing using the DC's. The L1, L2, M1, M2 is what? DC's, right? That's in cosines. Now this is with the help of DRs. This is called as DC's. This is called as DRs. Okay? With the help of DRs and DC's, both have two different formulas. You can use that. Linear programming, some basic concepts are here. This is there in a lot of people's syllabus, so I have incorporated here as well. Constraints, non-negative constraints. You are maximizing the objective function. They might give you this, or you might have to formulate this with the given statement. Both kind of question can come. If they have given it, then easy for us. If not, we have to formulate it. Can come for 6 marks. Can come for 6 marks. Again, this is a midterm syllabus, so midterm examination. So Question can be asked in 5 marks also, but usually in board this will come for 6 marks only. Okay. Feasible reason, these are definitions. So very important, they can be asked in examination in the MCQs. So I have given you a list of definitions of LPPs. Go ahead and learn from there. And here graphical method, this is where the 6 marks come from. Okay. So please learn these, equally important and very easy. Okay. So this will be shared in the WhatsApp channel, so you have to download the PDF form of this. I hope you found this helpful, and if you are here for the first time watching my video, be with me. I'm telling you, after some time you'll have to start getting relation of how good we are making improvement in our whole process of KCET 2026. Okay. If you are learning for COMEDK, we also have a lot of things planned for every one of you. For PU1 also, if you are there, but don't worry, I'm not going to ignore for PU1. We also going to give content for PU1 as well. Very soon we are starting a very special series for PU1 students. So stay with us. We have promised something, means we're going to deliver it. That's how we work over here. So that is it for today's session. All formulas of PU2 midterm mathematics is delivered, is given to you. Learn it, memorize it, so that you don't have to waste time in the examination hall. With this, I can end the session today. I'll see you again very soon. Till then, take care. Bye-bye.